everyone, it's Maddie again. I posted a little bit of an updated packing list the other day with some further considerations that you might want to keep in mind as you're getting your stuff together. But I also just wanted to make a quick video to show you all the stuff I'm going to be bringing on the course this spring and how I usually like to pack my bag here. So as you can see, I'm wearing my typical trekking clothes. This is what I'm going to be wearing on all of our treks. So I've got my hiking boots, I've got my short little gaiters here which help to keep rocks out of my shoes. I've got these really lightweight hiking pants, and it's important that they're pants and not shorts because there's going to be a lot of thorns since we will be hiking through the desert. So these keep the thorns away, but they're also very lightweight and quick dry, and they're not too hot when it gets really warm outside. I've also got a lightweight quick dry t-shirt. I don't usually wear this jacket when I'm hiking, but it's just pretty cold this morning. I've also got my buff here, which I like to get wet, and that keeps me cool when it's really hot outside. As well as my big sun hat here that I typically wear. It's got a really nice wide brim, and that keeps the sun off my face and off my neck as well. So this is the rest of the stuff. So I've got my hiking kit on, and then this is everything I would be putting into my bag. So I've got my pack here. This pack has come on a lot of adventures with me. It's 55 liters, which is a little bit on the small side. So if 55 liters isn't quite enough for everything that you've got, that's okay. Like we said, 55 to 70. But try not to go over 70. That probably means you're packing too much stuff. But I've got a 55 liter pack just because I do this a lot, and I'm pretty used to keeping things really light and tight. So to start, I'm going to start by packing the body of my pack, which is where you put all of your big stuff, the kind of stuff you're using every day. And I always like to start with my sleeping bag. So this goes at the bottom of my pack. Some people like to use a stuff sack or a compression sack to put their sleeping bag in first, and you're welcome to do that. I usually don't. I find it doesn't take up a whole lot of extra space if I just put it in on its own. So I put my sleeping bag in first. And I'm just going to shove it all the way to the bottom of my pack, as far down as it'll go. In addition to my sleeping bag, I've also got this sleeping bag liner. So this adds 10 to 15 degrees of extra warmth. And it's pretty light and small, so I think it's definitely a worthwhile thing to bring as well. Especially, we're recommending a 0 degree bag, but if you do have a 20 degree bag, this is definitely going to be essential as well to add some extra warmth. Next comes my tent. So I've got the fabric body of my tent in this bag here, and then the poles separate. You can also roll them up together, but I like to keep them separate because I feel like it packs down a little bit better in my pack. So I put my poles along the side of my pack here, kind of squeeze them in next to my sleeping bag, and then my tent will go in my pack on top of my sleeping bag to the back. And then on kind of the same level as my tent, there's some extra space in front. So what I'm going to put in there first is I've got my bowl here. So this is, it's a little metal pot that I've got that I really like to use as my eating bowl most of the time. And it also, I can put it on a little stove if I need to as well. But it works great as a little bit of a lunchbox. So I've got this here, and I'm going to put that on the same level as my tent. Then there's a little bit of space left in the corner there that's formed by the tent, and then the pot right there, and then in the final corner there's a little bit of space left. And that's where I'm going to be putting my warm layers for backpacking. So first, I've got these, like thermal long underwear that's really, really nice, keeps me very warm, and I also use it as pajamas when I'm not backpacking as well. So I'll shove that into the corner. My puffy jacket that I'm currently wearing will also go in there. Then I've got this pullover sweater, which I've been kind of using recently instead of a long underwear shirt. I do recommend you bringing a long underwear shirt, but this works for me as an extra top layer at the moment. So this is going to go into, followed by my rain jacket. And then the last thing is I've got my hat. This is a pretty big puffy hat, but it's not very heavy, so I'm going to take this one. The only thing that I don't have with me right now that I do need for the course is a pair of gloves as well, but I don't have those today. So I'm just going to put my hat in. And now as you can see, so those things, those are your kind of main body items of your pack, and that's the sleeping bag, tent, pot, clothing, and then if you are bringing an inflatable sleeping pad, that would also go in this section here. And those things should, when they're packed down really tightly, take up no more than about 2/3 of your pack, which leaves about 1/3 left for your front country clothes or your food and other group gear like a stove or some fuel when we're hiking. So as you can see here, when I've got that packed down into my 55 liter, I've still got about 1/3 of that space left to fill with other things. So the other stuff that's going to go in the body, today I'm going to show you all of the other clothes, the front country clothes I'm going to be bringing, and that'll just fit right on top there. So I've got just a couple shirts. I've got 2 t-shirts and 1 long sleeve t-shirt to stay nice and warm. I've got 1 pair of shorts that also doubles as my swimsuit when we do some swimming. I've got 1 pair of work pants here. That's just going to be my regular front country pants that are pretty comfortable and warm. Got a couple sets of underwear here that are going to go in. I've got 3 sets of socks, and I've picked 3 different kind of sizes that I think will work well. So I've got 1 little ankle sock, 1 longer warm cozy sock, and then 1 more kind of mid-length sock that I like to use for backpacking. So I've got 3 different sizes here that are going in. And then I've also got a couple masks that I'm going to be taking. And these are both masks with ear loops rather than a buff. So I'm not going to be doing anything like this. I'm going to have like an actual proper mask I'm putting on that's not going to be slipping down over my nose. And those can go in there too. And then that's all the other clothes I'm bringing in addition to my hiking clothes. So that's pretty much it. I like this mesh bag, keeps everything contained, and it's also the bag I'm going to be using to put all my like extra stuff in when we're backpacking, and I'm not taking this stuff with me. So you can use a trash bag for that, you can use a duffel bag, but I'm just going to use this little mesh sack. So then that just goes right in the top of my bag and it packs down, and so I've actually got, this pack isn't even full right now. I've got all this space left on top as you can see. But that's pretty much everything that I'm going to need to fit in my body. So then I can put that down and cinch it up. And then in the top here, I'm going to put my smaller stuff. So this is called the brain of your pack, this top part. And this is a great place to put all your little personal items. So in here, I first got, this is a little waterproof bag where I keep my, all of my electronics. So mostly that just means a Kindle. Which is really important. I love to bring that with me. And then also a power bank for my phone, which you guys might not need since you don't have your phones with you. But my Kindle power bank and chargers all go in this waterproof bag. Goes in here. Next, I've got my tooth stuff. So I've got toothpaste, toothbrush, my retainer, as well as a little tiny bottle of mouthwash. Then I've got my front country toiletries. So I'm not going to be bringing these with me when I'm backpacking since we don't really need them. But for when we're in the front country, I do have some deodorant, shampoo, and body wash in these little travel size bottles that I'm going to pack in here too. Then I've got my water filter in here. So this is a Sawyer Squeeze water filter, which I really like because it screws right on top of a smart water bottle or a regular water bottle. And then I've also got this plunger that comes with it, which is what you use to clean it. So that goes in this little baggie in the top. This is my pack rain cover. Some packs might come with it and it might be zipped into the bottom of your pack. Mine didn't come with one, so I have a separate rain cover. You're also welcome to just bring a trash bag that you use to line the inside of your bag, so you don't need this, but I just am used to using this instead, so I'm going to be using that. Then I've got my little day pack here. This one is a tiny day pack that folds down into this small little sack. It's about 5 liters, and so I just squeeze it in there. But then when I want to pull it out, it fits my water bottle, a first aid kit, and some basic stuff that I'm going to be using for the day. So that goes in there. And then I've got a pair of sunglasses as well, really important since we're going to be in the desert. Oh, and then I should also put this in here. This is my food bag, so when we're trekking, this is what I'm going to put all of my food in. Here, it's about, I think, 15 liters, and it's pretty light and small, so I'll put that into the top too. next I've got my really little stuff that's gonna go in these hip belt pockets here. And so I like to pick things to go in here that are really small, but that's stuff that I want to have easy access to, either because it's important for emergencies or just because it's the kind of stuff that I use a lot. For example, I've got my sunscreen. I've got 2 little travel-sized bottles of sunscreen here, SPF 50, because I am very prone to sunburn, as well as a little bottle of hand sanitizer, which is obviously very important in these times. So those go in one pocket. And then the other pocket, I've got my multi-tool, so it's got knives, screwdrivers, basic fixing apparatuses, and then I've also got my headlamp that's going to go in this other pocket, so I have easy access. Finally, I've got my water bottle, so this is my 1-liter Nalgene. That's good to bring on backpacking trips, and also just for in the front or backcountry. I really like my Nalgene here. And then I also have this insulated bottle, which I like to use for coffee and stuff, mostly in the front country because it's a little bit heavier. And then when we're backpacking, I just like to get some smart water bottles too, and use those as my other water bottles. But these are my 2 water bottles I'll have on either side of my pack here. So then I'm almost at the end of my packing up here. Oh, I did forget my spoon, which would also go in my brain. I don't have them with me right now, but my flip-flops, which will be my camp shoes, will just go right in this front pocket here. And then finally, I've got my sleeping pad. So like I said, I recommend these Z-pads, these folding pads, instead of an inflatable one, just because they never rip. And they're really nice because you can just take them out and set them down on the ground and use them as like a sitting pad a lot of the time too. So these are my favorite. They are a little bit less comfortable than an inflatable pad, but I think on the whole, they provide a lot less stress and difficulty. So this is my preference. And I'll just put that right on the top here, pull my brain down, and then buckle it into place. So that's it. That's my 55-liter pack all full. And this is everything I'm going to be bringing with me on the course, except for my laptop, which I'm going to be bringing because I need it for work. And then, of course, my gloves and flip-flops, which I didn't have today, but will fit nicely in those different compartments as well. So that's everything. I hope this is helpful in showing a little bit about some of the stuff I'm going to be bringing, how to get things in your pack in an efficient way. But this is also just very much a matter of personal preference. I would play around with it a lot, see how your things best fit. Everyone has a little bit of their own system for how they like to organize these things. But just to show that, you know, you should be able to get everything you need into a pack that's 55 or 65 liters, up to 70 liters. And this is what it looks like. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys and meeting you all in just a couple weeks. As always, send me an email if you have any questions, but looking forward to meeting you in person soon. Have a great day.